I've written a lot of songs over the years about people in trouble who have to hold out their hands for help. As I think about these songs, I realize that almost every one of us finds himself at some point in his life in a spot where he has to reach out for help. I like to think we live in a society where there's someone to give that help when it's needed. That's what the United Way is all about, people helping people. And that is why the United Way works for all of us. It's working when visiting nurses help the sick and aged, when the Salvation Army and the Red Cross take care of people in emergencies. You see it working in the smiles of children in daycare centers, and in scouting, and in the Ys. So this year, join with me by giving your fair share of the United Way. Thanks to you, it's working.
Birth defects strike over 250,000 infants a year in this country alone. What can we do about it? Plenty. You know, research has shown that some birth defects can be prevented by proper prenatal care, and that includes good nutrition.
Well, that's not bad, but 4 pounds in 2 weeks is terrific.
I'm Mark Hamill, asking you to protect the unborn and the newborn.
Send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters. Help make this the Victory March of Dimes.
That's right, John. 1954 March of Dimes.
Remember how it was and how noble you felt? You put a dime or a quarter in the box, and you were a member in good standing in the American Red Cross. Today, it takes more because the job's so much bigger. But one thing's the same. Red Cross is the good neighbor. Not just to people who need blood, not just to the hundreds of thousands of victims of disasters, but to anybody, anywhere, who needs any of the more than 100 services the good neighbor provides. We need more than money to do it, and more than a pint of your blood. We need you, your hands, your heart, and your conviction that the place to start to mend the world is right around home. Join us.
Well, this is Roddy Dangerfield presenting a mini special, and the star could be you if you're a volunteer for the United Way. I mean, we're all just people who decided it's worth our time to help. So become a star. You'll get respect from everyone, because thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
This is Bruce Jenner reminding you to support your local United Way. When you give the United Way, you're always a winner.
Everyone knows the key to victory is staying calm and collected. That interception ended the Dolphins' 2-year Super Bowl reign. A great moment for me and the Raiders. But let me tell you about another great moment. Alice and Robert Reynoso were married 6 years without a child. With the help they received at this United Way supported adoption center, the son they longed for came into their lives. Thanks to you, it works. For all of us. The United Way.
Hey kids, could I talk to you for about 30 seconds? This is Elvis Presley. If you believe polio is beaten, I ask you to listen.
Remember me.
Now that's the voice of thousands who know the fight against polio is just as tough as it ever was. They're crippled, and the Salk vaccine can't help them recover. But you can. Remember polio victims. Join the 1957 March of Dimes today.
Dum-dum-dum. Ha-ha. Yeah, well, we're working. Ta-da! It's United campaign time. It's United campaign time. Ooh, it's United campaign time.
Every month I send in the company check for all our payroll deduction pledges. What happens to all that money?
Yeah, where does it all go?
And it all goes to who? Whom?
How about that, Angel? All right. I'll give you the lowdown why your company and union are behind your fair share pledge. Let's start with day nurseries and youngsters, people with troubles, the sick and the handicapped, and families with their problems. Then our military men are served by Red Cross and USO. Your fair share helps all of them.
All those campaigns in one united fund? I'll sign my fair share pledge again.
You can call me in again.
And I'll do my part.
Me too. Thanks. You're all angels. Now you be an angel too. Give the United Way.
Give the United Way. Hi, I'm Jiminy Cricket. That's good advice. Give the United Way. Show you what I mean. United. Ah, here we are. United. That means to combine, make into one. That's what United Way means. Remember, give the United Way by combining all of those charities into one big gift. When you give the United Way, you will brighten up your town and give everyone a lift. When your community volunteer comes around, sign your pledge and help your town. So give the United Way. Remember, it's up to you. Your contribution will help more people today. When you give the United Way. When you give, let your conscience be your guide. What? Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this very moment in Korea, the lives of soldiers wounded in battle today are being saved by transfusions of blood and blood plasma. You can give these men the gift of life, a pint of your blood. The Department of Defense is calling for all Americans to roll up their sleeves. There is no substitute for blood. The need is urgent. The need is now. Call your local Red Cross chapter or blood donor center for an appointment. And please keep it.
Your contribution to the combined federal campaign is not going to change your life, nor will it change the world. But it will help save lives. It'll help ease pain and suffering. It'll bring aid and comfort and hope. Hope to thousands of people all over the world. Your gift will help keep the dream of a better world alive. That's why what you do now, individually, counts so very much. Because without your individual expression, without your personal force for good as expressed through your pledge, there can be no help nor hope for anyone. Without you, there can be no dream. Will you help? Will you help because you want to? In your heart, you already know you have to.
I'm Jane Wyatt with a chance to say thank you for your support of the March of Dimes. A chance to say thank you in the name of all the little boys and girls born imperfect whom your support has helped. With March of Dimes care, you give these youngsters a chance to walk, to play, to go to school, to grow into happy, useful, independent young people. But so many more children wait for care that is still not available. Won't you give them a happy ending? You can. All during January, and especially during the Mother's March on birth defects. Give till it feels good. It will, if you will. Join the March of Dimes.
I have astronaut Ken Mattingly with me, who has a special interest in both moon flight and the dreaded effects of the rubella virus.
Travel to the moon is only one of today's challenges. Future adventures and their challenges will require a generation equipped with healthy bodies and sound minds.
We need to protect future generations, for all should have the chance of sharing these adventures of life. Rubella in an expectant mother threatens that chance by causing birth defects. We now have a vaccine to prevent this tragedy.
This vaccine is available to children today as a one-time shot. Let's stamp out rubella by having all children receive their vaccinations today.
I think it has a boldness, Alice, a strength that reflects its symbolic role in our society.
Yes, Charles, but there is a serenity there. A serenity that stems from its compassion.
Words. Words have no meanings. Only people have meanings. That's what the American Red Cross is all about. People. People like you, helping people like you. The United Way.
Excuse me, sir. I see you're busy, but...
Yeah, I'm kind of busy.
Have you ever stopped to think what we would do without...
Without what?
I mean, you take a disaster like the floods in Louisiana. Whose job was it to go right in there with medical supplies, clothing, nurses?
Well,
And who were the people who pitched right in and did the work? And listen, sir, who is responsible by charter of Congress for helping the welfare and morale of our servicemen and their families? Anywhere a soldier goes, who is there to help him?
Why, these
same ones? And wait a minute. How about accident prevention and first aid training? Who teaches your children water safety, conducts home nursing courses, trains volunteers to serve the community in emergencies? Oh, yes. And who provides blood that saves thousands of lives every year?
Well,
honestly, what would we ever do without...
The Red Cross? Well, we couldn't do without the Red Cross. That's why it's wise to give to the Red Cross.
And why is it wise?
Well, because they need the money.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall. It's the end of the season, and it's time for a special thank you from United Way to all of the people who made this the most successful year in United Way history. To the NFL and Commissioner Pete Rozelle, to all of the teams and the stars that have brought you the United Way story, our thanks. Now, let's see how many of them you can remember. Here's George Martin with just one more beautiful story.
As I recall now, her name was Selena, and she had cerebral palsy. Just a year ago, doctors said that she'd probably never walk. Despite what the doctor said, Selena is walking. My God, that's something that everyone who gives to United Way can feel good about.
Yes, it's a great feeling to know you're helping people. And that's why we say thanks to you. It works for all of us. The United Way.
This is Merlin Olsen with a special Super Bowl thanks on behalf of the United Way and the National Football League to all volunteers and contributors from all the people who are being helped. Thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
This message furnished by the National Football League.